watching Sunday Sound Off with Frank Boal.
Welcome back to Sunday Sound Off. Our first hot topic of the night. MU's interim chancellor, Hank Foley, issues a no more boycotts threat to student athletes on campus down here in Columbia. TJ, what do you think?
Well, if you want to know what sitting on the wrong side of history looks like, this is it. Unless, of course, he means doing things that won't cause boycotts or working with student athletes who are unhappy with certain situations on campus or amongst the athletic department. Other than that, if he's talking about curtailing free speech, if he's talking about limiting the First Amendment rights of students on campus, which this is how this will be interpreted, he's got a big problem on his hands. Because if you're in that position, almost at no time will you be viewed as right 20, 30, 40 years from then, let alone 15 minutes from then, when you've got a lot of protesters, not just from the University of Missouri and the athletic department, but from around the country, careening your campus.
All right, Stephen, what do you think? You're a big MU guy. You love this school. What's the deal?
I mean, what's he going to do? He says it's going to be different next time a team tries to boycott. First of all, he's an interim chancellor. Who knows how long he's going to be there? But second, it's one thing to say that, but what's your plan? What are you going to do? You've already empowered the student athletes to be able to do something like this, and Gary Pinkel was a part of it. They've got politicians blaming Gary Pinkel, and people are mad about Gary Pinkel and supposedly the contract that he got afterwards, and whether or not he should have done what he did. But for Hank Foley to say that, for me to take that serious, I have to hear what his plan is. What are you going to do the next time? How are you going to be able to handle this? And like TJ said, a lot of it is about public relations and how you look and how you deal with the situation, because it was a disaster the first time around.
Yeah, Blair, it sounds like a little bit of a shot at Gary Pinkel, too.
There was a little bit of a shot from state politicians regarding Gary. They want to know a little more about what he's doing for his $300,000, and between this, well, first of all, this Missouri situation is the most Monday morning quarterback situation I can ever remember. It was an impossible, set of conditions that everybody had to react to in real time, and so months later, now we're hearing a lot of what should have happened, what everybody should have done, and the people who I'm hearing that from weren't there making the decisions had to make the decisions at the time. But I think there's some political grandstanding going on here, and I'm seeing more of that in college sports, not just at Missouri, but how about the governor of Louisiana threatening to close down LSU football and other sports because of state budget reasons. I think politicians are starting to wise up to where people's real interests are, and that's in college sports.
That's exactly right. Here's our second hot topic. The KSU administration stepped in and was telling students how to cheer, what to say, what not to say before the KU-K-State game on Saturday. Stephen, what is that?
Well, I had some angry K-State fans send us some tweets during the show, and even had a couple of people call in. They just don't want to be told what to do. And I think some K-State fans are sick of it. Told how to cheer, told how to celebrate. Nobody wants to be told what to do, especially in front of other people. It's like when your mom came out and told you what to do and got after you in front of your friends. Don't do it in front of my friends, Mom. Let's do this in a private conversation. Don't embarrass me. And I think K-State fans are just fed up with being told how to act and what to do and when to do it at football and basketball games.
Blair?
I think K-State's heart is in the right place here. They are sensitive to public perception, but outlawing what you can say and how you can behave at a game, I don't think that's possible. We talked about this earlier, Frank, and I guess this will show my age. I think K-State administrators would be fine if the students just cut out, and this is true everywhere, students just cut out the F word.
Right. Just
stop that chant. And I think that that would unlock a lot of the tension that we have right now.
TJ?
If you want to ensure that a bunch of college kids are going to do something, tell them not to do it. And they will go to absurd lengths to do exactly what you just told them not to do. And that's exactly what we've seen. The basketball players encouraged fans to storm the court if they won. And I think here, Kansas State, Manhattan, that is one of the last places that the PC bros will have their way in college sports. You cannot tell those people what to do. And I I think that they are totally in the right here. I mean, you've got a school president, Kirk Schultz, who tried to ban the phrase "emaw" from any official use because it says man and not person. That kind of culture, I think that's taken it way too far. And yeah, they were trying to tell their fans how to act. And yes, they irritated them, understandably so. And
okay, we're going to go to our final hot topic. And Stephen, I'm going to start with you because Jared Allen, he had a huge impact in his town. You did a radio show with him. He just rode off into the sunset, literally, on Twitter, had his cowboy hat on his horse. What he did as a defensive end in this league, good enough for the Hall of Fame?
Oh, I think so. 136 career sacks in 12 seasons. At the time that he retires, he's the #1 active leader in sacks, #9 in NFL history. All of the guys ahead of him, those 8 guys ahead of him, since the NFL started keeping track of the sack statistic, they're all in the Hall of Fame except for Jason Taylor. Kevin Green was just elected, and he was ahead of Jared Allen on the all-time sacks list. And so when you look at the impact that he made, not only with Kansas City, but with Minnesota, and he was so durable for so long and so good and so consistent. Remember, he had that season where he had 22 sacks. He's absolutely a Hall of Famer.
Blair?
I'm still getting over the EMAW thing. I didn't realize that, EPAW would work, right? Every person a Wildcat? Maybe that one could go. Jared Allen's going to be in the Hall of Fame. I'm not sure he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, but he'll be in the Hall of Fame. And what's interesting to me is he could be the first from his draft class in the Hall of Fame. And think of that 2004 draft class. Wow. That was Larry Fitzgerald was in that, Vince Wilfork. 2 quarterbacks that have won 2 Super Bowls, Ben Roethlisberger and Eli Manning. And the 4th-round pick from Idaho State might beat them all to the Hall of Fame.
That's amazing. TJ, about 30 seconds. What do you got?
Yeah, he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. And the good thing for Jared Allen is that he's not going to have the same problem that T.O. had. T.O. doesn't get in on the first ballot, which is absurd if you look at his numbers. But if you know who he is as a person, it starts to make a lot of sense. Jared Allen is a great guy. He has a great reputation. He has a great reputation among the league. And I think everybody respects him a lot. And, yes, he will be in the Hall of Fame. And I wouldn't be surprised if it is on the first ballot.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. Up next, we're going to get some final thoughts from the panel. It's their time to sound off on anything that's on their minds. You're watching Sunday Sound Off.